Okay. As for today, let me doing some short setup. Okay. As what we agreed, today we're gonna have some fun to sketch sky, and then to sketch. I think I can show in the photo. This is what we're gonna do today. Okay. We're gonna sketch sky, sea, wave, and water edges on the sand in black and white. So this is the photo that we're gonna base on. Okay. This is what I did in the morning. I just want to find out how long for us, whether we have enough time or not for 1 hour to do the sketch. This took me around about nearly 2 hours for me to finish at this stage. But anyway, 1 hour for us is enough to set up for everybody so that they can continue further to do more detailing. So today we will do, this is A3 paper, yeah, A3 paper. We're gonna do in a landscape in a portrait mode at this angle, not this angle, but this angle. So everybody ready to start? Yeah. Okay. Very important, first of all, to have another piece of paper to protect our hand, because sometimes our hand we get a bit damp, so it will smudge our drawing. So okay, now as usual, we have to identify the center of the paper. Let me zoom out a bit just to see the setting up. Okay. So I do in a landscape mode, portrait mode, sorry. So first of all, we identify the center of the paper. Center of the paper usually is somewhere around here, the center line here. Does everybody have a ruler or not? Do you have ruler?
Yes.
Okay, could you hold on for a second? I get my ruler.
I have one.
Okay, just to make sure that you can see the camera, yeah? You can see the camera.
Okay. So I have identified the center line of this paper more or less, yeah? Now, what we need to do now, about 2 centimeters from the center line. This is the center point. About 2 centimeters. I want you to draw a cross line from side to side. Just do a light cross line. This is gonna be our horizon in between the sky and the sea. Okay. Now let me zoom a bit. Okay. Now next stage, what we're gonna do is for us to draw the skyline. This top portion here. Now, since we have a very limited time, we have about 1 hour, I'm gonna concentrate the item in the middle only. So this portion in the middle, as well as this portion in the middle. So first of all, what we need to do, look how I hold my pencil. Basically, I hold it this way. Instead of normal pencil, we're holding this way, I'm holding this way. Why? Because I want to darken the sky. So what you have to use the side of the graphite, and then you're gonna do a sketch like this. So everybody can do this, basically. Very light. See how I hold the pencil, see? So that you can get the side of the graphite, so that it will not, you know, we can have quite a smooth finish. So, a very light. Try to make it as even as possible, but it's fine if you don't have, if you cannot make it, just do like this, but very light. You don't have to press your pencil. Yeah. You can use your another finger, just tap on this as your guide, and then you just scribble like that. So you can scribble up to the part here. Yeah. Okay. What paper are you using? I just using I use just a normal drawing paper, or you can use A4 paper, so that's fine. Cartridge paper, so it's fine. The paper that I'm using is a drawing paper or a drawing block. But if you use normal paper, also that's fine, and normal A4, so that's fine. So you have to do it gentle. Okay, next stage, what you need to do now, take a piece of tissue. Yeah, you can do like this, and then do in a circular way, circular motion, and then you smooth your pencil line. You can do like a circular way.
I don't have a tissue.
You don't have a tissue? You need to get a tissue then. You can use a paper towel, towel, toilet roll, or you can use a hand tissue, normal hand tissue. It's fine. So I've done first phase, because we need to build up this as layer per layer. Yeah. So I redo it again. So what I did now on certain area, for example, we have this area slightly darker. This area also slightly darker. So I do combine both. After I put the pencil, then I took the tissue, and then in circular way, I just do like that to smoothen it. So I try to, as much as possible, to eliminate the line of the pencil. Yeah, using the tissue. Okay. Now you have one layer of like a smooth, smooth pencil. So next, what we're gonna do is to build some form of cloud. So I hold the pencil quite far from me. It's very simple, very gentle, and then relax. And then I try to pick up some line here from the center here, just above, slightly above this line. Just like that. This is line like for our cloud, basically. We have a slightly darker sky. So above this line, I do a very gentle sketch, outline, just to follow the line, darken it slightly. Yeah. Very light, basically. Don't press your pencil. Also a bit here. And then a bit here. So it can become like a cloud area slightly here. And then this part. And then some of this above here, I darken a bit. And I took tissue. So I try to smooth it. Yeah, you can smash it using your tissue so that you don't see the line of your pencil just now. So it becomes slightly darker than the rest. So you need to continue doing this layer per layer in order to get some smooth texture of the sky. So I just darken a bit of some of this area. And then some of this area here, I darken it a bit. And then we have at the edge, between edge of the water also, we have like, you need to darken like that. You can see how I hold my pencil like this way instead of this way. You can use this way also, but make it slightly further so you can get like a flattened area. So I do some outline here. Like here. This is like a very organic line, basically, yeah. You have to be precise. And then after that, take a tissue and then just go over it. So make sure you don't put your hand on your paper. If not, you will smudge it. Just use your tissue and then try to pull like that. Okay. This is one of technique. Gradually, you can do this. Next, you can take eraser. Okay, take eraser. Now we want to create some light area. So you need to take your eraser. Remember, we have some of this darker line here. Below here, you can delete below the line. Like that. Slowly. Just use your eraser, your edge of the eraser, one edge of the eraser, and then I can erase just to see one here, and then maybe here also we have below here, below the cloud. At this area here, you can do like a curve or half circle, just like a cloud basically at the edges. So over here also we have a bit of light. I delete it. Okay, erase some of this area. And then here, above this line, you can do like that, light. Don't press too much on your eraser. You just want to erase bits and pieces to get the effect of the. Okay, some of this area, just now we using the end of the eraser, yeah, the tip of this eraser. You erase a bit. So just to get the shape of the cloud. Now, you use the flatter area, this portion here. I think we need to erase some of this. Just do like that. Don't press too much, basically. We just need to get some patches. To erase like a patches erase so that it look like a mist. Give some impact to the shape of the cloud. So okay, and then a bit here also I just. So if you feel that this is become darkened, what you need to do, take another piece of paper, just rub on top of that to remove the black part. So I just do a quick one here, basically, for the. Okay, so you can take your tissue, just remove some of the excess here. So more or less now we have a very light texture of sky. See, can have a light texture of sky. Now coming down to the sea area. Okay, sea area. Remember we have we're gonna draw a wave here. We're gonna draw a wave here and water edge somewhere below. So first, we already established the horizon, which is this horizon here. This is the horizon of the sea. Yeah, this line. Now, from the center, take from the center, you draw one line like this. It doesn't have to be a straight line. This line, if you look at the photo, basically just to follow the shape of the photo, is just like that. Coming down a bit, just like a small hill, basically, yeah. And then I just go inside like that. Okay. And then from the center here, slightly off center, this is the center line here. Slightly off, you take at this point, coming down a curve like this. Coming down a curve like this. And then you're going to have a several of shape like this. And this gradually go to this part. It's not a rigid shape. It's basically you can adjust your, just go like that, and then go like that, and then terminate somewhere around here. Okay. This first portion of the wave. And then we have slightly some wave here, small, coming down like that. And then going down like that. And then stop there. And then this one is done. Maybe about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, about 7 centimeter in between half of this page here, this half part of this. You can draw a line from here. This is water edges, and then it coming like that according to the picture. Coming like that. And then there's another line here. Coming this way, and then stop somewhere around here. So we have 3 portions now. We have the sky portion, we have the sea portion, we have the wave, and then the water edges is here. Now, next stage that we're gonna do basically is to darken the sea area. Same what we did for the sky. So, but this time, you have to hold this pencil this way, and then horizontally, you need to draw, control your pencil basically to the water edge here, and then you can draw, sketch like this. You can mix it slowly, basically, yeah. So you need to flatten your pencil because we need to darken this. Just go just slightly above the line of the wave. You have to be brave to make your drawing more darker, yeah. Don't worry, you won't make any mistake. So this is the first layer that I'm doing now. I try to concentrate the one in the middle so it's a lot easier for us to see. Just one shot, and then I take the tissue, and then horizontally try to smooth it, make it smooth. So this is the portion of the water here. See? You can do also like this, a circle way. So it's okay, it's fine if it is goes into, okay, let me check. Okay, like this, okay. Now I need to make it more darker, the surface of the water. So see what I'm doing now on certain area, I just alternate the darker area to show the wave on the water. So there's some slightly big wave here. I will try to do it as quickly as possible because later on the important part is that once you done your basic composition of this, you can add in further, or you can put more detailing later on at the later stage. Yeah. So you can change or you can replace your tissue if you want to, but so far I'm still using this one. Now, next, what we're going to do now, we're going to come into, so I have darkened the above wave. Next, how are we going to do this wave? Now, the trick is that you have to darken the edges of the wave. The wave usually is coming like this. It's coming like that. The direction of the wave. The direction of the wave normally is like this. Yeah, it's like this. So what we're going to do first stage is to darken the perimeter or the edges of the wave. So now I'm holding my pencil like this, and then make sure also you put another piece of paper here to put your hand in. And then I start darken this edges area here. And note my direction of my sketch. So all the edges, I try to darken it just to follow the edge of the wave. Try to darken it. This is like a, yeah. Same what we did last week where we darkened the edges of the tree last week. So we're doing the same thing, but this time we darken the edges of the wave basically, yeah. And the direction, my direction is like this because normally when they have wave, the water will be pulled like that. This direction is how the water being pulled from this side. So I'm darken the edges here. Make sure don't do it fast. Basically, yeah, you need to do it carefully, so you can have a very dark and you need to establish the contrast between the water edges and the sea water and the sea. So this is what I'm doing now. I try to finish off until towards this end here. Don't have to worry if you cannot catch up, basically. Yes, as long as you can get the technique, then everything will be okay later on. So here, okay. Remember, we have the perimeter, the above part of the wave here. Yeah. So try not to go. You need to leave a bit of a light, a very light, a thin line, white thin line in between these two. So, okay. Finish on this part. Now I come to this part now. So this part, I need to darken the whole of this area here. Yeah, according to the photos, the whole of this area is in a black color. You can reorientate your drawing just to make sure you can get a correct angle and make sure you protect your hand. Okay. See, you can see now, I can get some of the wave here. Now the wave coming like this here, we have to, there's some edges that we need to pick up here. So some of this area here, need to darken it. The big wave is here. Here is slightly smaller wave. So I just pick up the outline of the water edge. It's raining heavily outside anyway, over here. So, okay. Now, see, now I try to get this wave here. So next, what you need to do now, take your tissue and you can start doing slightly below the wave. It's fine if you can smudge the wave a bit. So, first thing. So this is the first basic of the wave. And then now when the wave is pulling down like this, there will be the water here. You can, what I'm going to do is just to draw like that. So I'm going to do like quite a big. Normally when you draw water, it's just like you combine this like that. So you can repeat this basically in your sketch. So this is what I'm trying to do now. I try to keep using this. So according to the photos, this area is going to be darker. Yeah, this area is going to be darker. Just try to identify the darker area, and then this is slightly less, and then you have wave like that coming down here and like that. You can just scribble it, that's fine basically. Yeah, you can scribble it. Don't worry whether you are, there's no right and wrong here basically. Yeah, so I just scribble it for me to darken the water. So we are trying to make it solid. Okay. Then take a tissue, smudge it back. Well, okay, and then again, your paper, we need to draw some form here. In between this wave, basically, you select one in the middle, and then you make like a triangle shape somewhere around here. This is a triangle shape. Yeah, triangle, organic triangle shape. And then from here, you need to darken it. That while you darken it, try to not to go. I just darken it a bit and then leave a slightly gap between the original line. So you have some slightly gap here. Yeah. You can see above here, you can darken it. Darken here, and then you need to very light basically. Just do scribble, very light here. Scribble like that. You can scribble anywhere that you like basically, but you can combine it, some slightly bigger, some slightly smaller. So I try to follow the photo. Yes, here they make it slightly darker here, and then here also, and then also this part also slightly darker, because this part is going to be like a bubble of the wave, or the splash of the wave later on. So I just do like that, very simple one. Also they scribble a bit here, and then here also we have. Okay, that's the first. And then you can take your tissue and then slightly just running on top of it to smoothen it. So don't worry if you smudge it too much, so that's fine, because later on we still need to darken it. So the first wave I did, this is the first one. Now coming to the below portion here, the water edges. Later on we can come back to this part, and we will come back to this part. Now we try to finish off this portion here. Now this portion here, same what we did for the wave. You need to darken below, slightly below the edges. So the edges, you need to darken it. See what I'm doing now. I try to darken the edges basically. So I try to darken it. Maybe I will darken it until here, so that we can save some time. So darken, this is the water edges basically, that separate between the water and the sand of the beach. Okay, so I darken this area here. Now next, after that, just slightly below, horizontally, you just do a sketch like this, just to show the sand area here. Yeah. So I will do only one portion in the middle so that later on you can continue in your spare time. So try to darken as dark as possible. Normally, if you see other program, basically they're using a different, they have a couple of medium, they have graphite pencil, they have blender. There are several other equipments that normally artists we use, but today we just use a 2B pencil and eraser. Okay, after I do that, next stage, you smash it. Now, this time, what you need to do now is to smash this area vertically like that. Yeah, vertically like that. And smash it, and this area here can continue slightly above. Now we have the water edges here. Now we need to finish this part now. We have done water edges here. Yeah, later on you can still add more to enhance further the water edges by make it more darker. So we will come back on this. Now, what we're gonna do this part basically, if you've been to the sea, normally after the wave, the water at the water edges, we have a lot of bubble here. Yeah. After wave, when the water resides, basically. So how are we gonna do that? You need to do another line, a very light line, just slightly above this, like that, just slightly above this, yeah. Slightly above, you can give slightly gap between. So you can follow the slightly. With some organic shape. So this is the first batch. Second, from here, I will concentrate the one in the middle. So how are we going to do that? Just do a very, just like a snake pattern. Yeah, snake pattern on this side, snake pattern on this side, snake and wave pattern. You have snake pattern and wave pattern on this part. You can combine it. You can do wave pattern also. Yeah, I just combine snake pattern and wave pattern. So it goes to this part here. Also on this part, some pattern, maybe just like what we did for the tree last time. And this one, they have a water edges coming like that here. Water edges. And then there's another line here. Yeah. And then here we have a very light. Now more or less we have some, this one continue up to here. There's some also wave here. You can do wave pattern like that. See? Then usual, take your tissues and then just go over on top of it. Make sure you protect your palm or your hand so that you will not smudge your drawing. Just use a tissue only. Okay, first done. Now how we need to create some definition now. How to create definition for this area. Remember, we have some of this. You can follow back the line now. The line that you did, you can follow back. Some of the line you darken it. Some of the area you patch it like this. And some you just continue the line and then so I will just redo the center area so that much faster. I try to create like a movement of the water basically. Yeah, would you try to capture that? So this is up to your creativity on how you gonna make it the shape basically. But if you follow the photo that's been given, you will see that some of the area need to be lighter, some of this area need to be darker. Normally, this part also need to be slightly darker at the water edges to define it. So this is what I'm doing now. Try to establish more on the water edges area. You have to be brave to put more darker area. Yeah? Don't worry, because you know there is no mistake basically inside this. All line you can amend it and you can make it better. So I try to do it as quickly as possible. So to show the technique. So at least later on, after we finish this class, you can come back to your sketch basically, and slowly you can work it out the detail based on the photos. So maybe some of you might spend maybe 4 or 5 hours. You can divide your hours throughout the day. You can finish off within 2 or 3 days basically, but you need to do it slowly in order to get a good effect. So that's my first part. See? Okay. Now, I will come back to the wave area here. So I've got some, if you can let me show a bit near to you. So you can see now, I have picked up some of the darker area. You can see that, you know, the edges here, I make it darker. Try to create a wave here, basically. Try to create a wave and then patches of black. Yeah. Now, another technique is that, another technique to create more wave, you can always take out your eraser. You can use one of the tip and then you can slightly do the wave. See now, one of the things that you need to do in this painting to make your painting more realistic, use the edge of the eraser and then remember your edge of the water. You need to slowly delete slightly above the area that you darken it. See, by doing so, you highlight. See what I'm doing now? Some of this area, I can create a wave just by using eraser. You just delete patches and patches, some of the area, the light area. Don't delete the darker area, or don't erase the darker area, erase the gray area, basically just to create the wave of the water. See what I'm doing now? So, you can see, I can create a patches of wave like this. So it become water. If you don't like it, you just smooth it like that. Okay, see? So use your edge of the eraser. You erase the edge. You can see that I erase the edge of the water. And then I use the eraser, I create like this wave shape. Wave shape here. So you can see just like a reflection of the water. Now coming back here now to the wave. We don't have that much time, so I need to concentrate how we're going to create some a good effect on this wave here. So if you look at the photos, basically, I will work it out on this part to show the curvature of the waves. Now, important, very important, you need to darken the edges, just like a shadow of the wave, yeah, the below shadow. So it will create the depth. You can press a bit your pencil, basically, yeah. So here it become like this, and then it turn back, and then I try to darken it. What I will do, even though if we finish later on, I will finish off this. Maybe I do a short video also how I'm gonna do detailing on it. But the trick area, I need you all to refer back to the photos and try to pick up whichever area, which are darker, then put it darker, which are area which are gray. You can always, you know, lighten it to make it slightly gray. So I just want to show how I'm going to create shape here. So we can see now, slowly you have to just indicate very light. First, you can do a light one, a scribble on this, basically, yeah, just to show, just to smoothen the area. So this is how I try to create. Some area you make it darker, some area gray, some area light. So I will go slightly above, near to the edge of the top of the wave. Stop there. And then, so this is up to you, basically, how you're gonna pick it up. So you need to vary your, how you holding your pencil. Some area you might press it a bit harder, so to make it darker. Some area you hold it slightly lighter to, you know, to have a slight grayish finish. So, but you need to maintain that all the water edges, you need to darken it. Once you darken it, it becomes more visible and then more realistic. So the seawater is like this, coming like that. So you can do like this also. Okay, I will do only this part to show the how we're going to create the effect of the wave. So you need to do small patches, basically just a scribble. Some slide here. In grayish color, so yeah. One at the back, slightly darker. So for this, and then slightly you use tissue and slightly cross over it just to soften back. So this you need to continue layer by layer. So that's why it takes a bit of time for you to finish it. But if you do it layer by layer, then slowly it will become more nicer. So remember we have the water at the back here. At the back here, the waters can be slightly darker. So we have also some wave on this part here. So I just darken it like that. They are more or less at the same line. So here, here. Also the wave here. So whichever line that you darken it become part of the wave. Take your, so very simple. Okay, another trick later on also is the edges of the sea, the horizon line also you need to darken it to establish the, to make sure that you identify the where you meet the sky. So we'll make it slightly darker here. At the same time, you just do like a wave. Tissue. Same also technique that we're going to use later on. See, part of my wave here. So do the same technique in order to establish the effect. You take the edge, this edge. If you have later on, it will be much easier if you have what we call the pencil eraser. But we use a normal eraser. Make sure you just the upper area of the wave, you can delete it, erase some bit of it, and also some portion, just do a cross, just do small bit only here, and just do a bit only here, just to see this, just to show the splash of the water. Okay. Also here, also I can do a bit here. This is the, you will use a lot this technique here to create the water. So what I did now, basically, I just delete some of this. I just erase to make it white. So now we have some effect here. You can see now. See, this portion we have done. And then the water edges also we have done, this small portion here. So next, what you need to do is to finish off this portion. Yeah, just follow the photo. So you need to follow this. And this also gradually you can darken it. Same what I did here before. See, I darken it. See, I darken all this area, I darken it. And then I darken some of this area also, I darken it. And I use eraser to create a light area, a light line. See, I can use the eraser. Also, I darken more here, the water edges. This area also you can darken and use the eraser to create a patches. And then below the patches, you can darken it using pencil. So, you know, I just zoom in a bit so you can see. So I need you all to finish on this part, what we did here. So do the same thing here. This portion you repeat somewhere around here, according to the photo. And also this portion here. This portion here, you can finish off this portion here and use the eraser to create the effect. For me, if you make it more darker, I will show later on also my finished sketch. I will darken further. Basically, you can put more layer and layer and layer, especially the sea area, darken it, and then use tonality between the gray and the darker area. Make sure all the water edges, you make it as dark as possible. All these water edges as dark as possible. And then all the patches, some darker, some gray, and use the eraser to highlight the wave of the water. Okay. So another thing is that if you have mechanical pencil, it would be good also. This mechanical pencil, basically, you can concentrate in more detail while you're doing, for example, you're doing the wave, you can use mechanical pencil just to do patches, basically, yeah, to create patches of the water, small dot line. You can use your mechanical pencil. Some you make it slightly darker. So all the water edges also. So here also you can show the current of the water using your mechanical pencil. So you can use this also while you're doing the detailing. Okay, see what I did now? Some start gradually to come out. So there will be, I will try to finish also my sketch here according to the photo. So I hope everybody can finish there as well. Let me adjust the angle. Yeah, see? So hopefully everybody can do it. Yeah, it's a simple one, much simple than doing the forest, but you need to be